They're trying to tell us something. They have figured out the formula for chaos.
When the clock strikes 8:30, babe, time to head for Chris's house. Will the song make it to the next round?
Oh no.
Pot of thunder. Let's pot tonight. Come on, baby, let's pot tonight.
Next time when you have your hay,
Yeah.
can you do it as Bushwhacker Luke, please?
Okay.
Next week.
Yeah, I can do that next week.
Okay.
Yes, give it up for Doc Gibbs and the Emerald Eye Band. Welcome to Pot of Thunder, the recognized symbol of excellence in rock and roll podcasting, brought to you by Blue Microphones. They look great. They sound even better. And you know who I am. Beautiful.
Should Andy stop producing the world's greatest podcast? Should Nick suffer injury while doing his polka dance?
Beautiful.
Should Chris wake up someday and decide he can no longer have it? Thank you to all the listeners, and here's to good friends.
Listen to that.
A little verklempt at that one.
Above and beyond what's
Missed it
expected
up.
on the show. Wow. Really outdoing yourself over there, Nicholas. Excellent work. That's right. It's your buddy, Andy. America's little brother. You know me, and I'm going to introduce you to this man. He's going to dance for you. You ready? Here he comes.
Polka dancing his way across the podcast studio.
Yes. Put your hands together for Nick Pollock. He's in the house. Nick, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Glad to have you in your Abe Moose Pop-Om shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, you had a New Year's hat.
You
I
did
just
have
noticed.
a New Year's hat.
See, Nick usually wears, I don't know what that's called, what the traditional Polish cap is that you wear when you dance.
It's just a fedora usually you wear?
Yeah,
Like,
it's gosh, where did I get that? I don't remember. Yeah, it's just some sort of fedora.
I'm just going to make it up that it's a Polish cap.
Polacks wear fedoras.
Yeah, they like hats, headwear, big on headwear. Well, look at that one.
They got to cover those heads.
Yeah, they do. Keep those things covered. They should be wearing ski masks, those Polacks. No. Terrible. We're Polish. It's okay. We could say it. Does that have a year on it, or is it just a Happy New Year?
No, I was tempted. I was at the store the other day to get a 2024 like sunglasses or whatever, where they
With
got
the
the
number above the lenses.
Yeah.
You were tempted. You saw them and you were.
I was tempted. It's funny that it's a piece of merchandise that is literally one-time use.
Yeah, it is.
For one day.
Endorsed by Flood's bush holes, similar to the ones he wore in the "Tease Me, Please Me" video.
So I didn't buy them.
No. What do they look like? How do they arrange it? I mean,
They
like,
just put it over the top.
Yeah.
This is the ones I've seen.
Yeah.
It's not 2020 where the eye holes are actually the numbers.
or like the whole 2001 or 2000 to 2009. where you had the two
Exactly.
middles.
Oh man,
Right,
that
yeah.
was the glory days for
Yeah.
those people.
That whole industry imploded when you thought the Y2K thing was a disaster.
Yeah.
The 2010 thing was a disaster for the novelty eyeglasses industry.
they adapted in 2010, but 2011 they folded up.
They were
shop.
toast by
Yeah.
then. Yeah, they had nothing left. Well, speaking of nothing left, that's me. Oh my goodness. 1 week after another, coughing like a pig over here. I'm sorry. But to Nick's immediate left, you want him, we got him.
Can have it every day, yeah. I can have it. Get out of my way, yeah. Fuck you.
Put your hands together for the breakout star of the podcast.
Is that the first
media.
time you gave the bird to the
Well, it's
the
a new
live,
year, Nick.
the
It's,
live listeners
it's
there?
2024. It's
My
a
goodness,
new year.
the viewers were getting an
I
eyeful
got
there.
it right in time with the music.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we're going to roll moving forward.
That's good. Love it. So here we are, 2024. Oh my, another year. How did we do it? Year over year. Top podcast,
It's
year over year.
yeah.
Put that on my ad. Remember, I don't know if Chris knows what I'm referring to, but there was a certain fella who I worked with who in marketing would say, top salesman year over year. Put that on my card. Put that on my cards. Year over year,
Year
top
over
salesman.
year.
Or top sales year over year. Put that on there. And if you didn't phrase it that way, I needed to say year over year.
Burn,
I never
burn
even-
these.
Yeah.
Make new ones.
Which job was this? Playboy?
This was Giza.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Top sales year over year. I never even heard the phrase year over year in my
No,
life.
See, that's when you're a visionary.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it is.
You make up a peculiar phrase. Like
In other words, he was demanding that respect will be paid.
Hey, it was. So it worked out for him.
And that's when somebody says year over year, they want it on their card. Naturally, you respond to, "What the fuck is wrong with you, motherfucker?" And thus, his theme song was born. Maybe we'll play it on the show one of these days.
that's how he orders his eggs, actually, over at the restaurant.
Quite possibly my favorite Chris Nick collaboration. Just means nothing
That's
to anyone outside of the three people
It's
in this room.
never been.
And it might not even mean anything to Andy. It might just be or Nick.
Yeah, I never understood what that clip meant.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
you don't
matter.
need to. It's a masterpiece. We might have to bust it out one of these weeks.
That's the best. I have so many things like that where I'm like, I can't even explain this in English to someone to make it as
But
funny.
if you explained it, you would ruin it.
I know, but like I couldn't possibly put it into words why it's so funny to me but won't be funny to anyone else. There's
Yes.
just stuff like that.
Right.
That's everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
I don't even try.
No, me neither.
In person, on here, yeah, I'll try.
Yeah. In
But
real life,
in person,
like,
do I
just
try to explain why I think something's funny? No.
like at work
No,
or something? No way.
Either laugh at it instantly or you'll never think it's funny.
Yeah.
So no amount of explanation is going to turn that tide for you.
You're just digging yourself a hole when you start explaining why something's funny.
You are. You're ruining it.
Yeah, it's no good. Yeah, no good.
How do you guys feel about a treat?
I could eat. Nick,
Got
You got something?
I didn't think you had anything.
I almost,
Yeah.
I would venture to guess that neither of you guys have ever heard of said treat, such a phenomenon before.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Well, I think we should find out.
Let's find out.
Who wants to eat dainties? Who wants to eat baked treats with me?
Okay, we've got a sizable chunk of something in here.
It's a slice.
It is a slice, like of some sort of log.
Yeah, some rolled log.
It's a slice of chocolate salami.
What?
Now,
Get the dogs down here.
Yeah.
now it's
Salami.
not meat, but it's just basically it's ganache
Like where this is going.
with butter cookies chopped up, and that's why it sort of has the look of a sausage.
Oh, like the little white.
That's why they call it that. And then it's got powdered sugar around the outside. You just cut it into slices. But they call it chocolate salami.
Wasn't chocolate salami the name of a Lexington Steel film back in the day?
That explains the bite marks in it.
Yeah, when he played an Italian guy.
He infiltrated the mob. Yeah, who could forget that one?
Just when I try to pull it out, she pulls it back in. It was his signature line from that movie, if I recall correctly.
We could probably submit a writing treatment for this and get it done in 2024.
It's the only line of dialogue that was discernible. Usually it's just his speaking in tongues gibberish that he launches into after he ejaculates. So.
Oh yeah. So did you take a bite yet, Chris? Or you
Not
waiting?
yet.
Okay. You're
We
the
got-
canary over there.
Really?
so-
I go first?
yeah. You let me know if it's edible.
Okay.
Let,
So what's
let little Lord Andy know. if
Give
he
me the
should take a bite.
spiel again.
It's essentially just chocolate ganache. It's you melt down chocolate chips into heavy cream, and then you let butter melt into it. You mix it up. You crush up butter cookies, and you roll it up.
And why the need to present it as a salami just for the hell of it?
I don't know. I guess it's just a novelty, but I found several recipes for it, so it's not just an isolated weird thing.
It's a widespread weird thing.
Yeah,
It's good. It's rich.
yeah. It's just basically pure chocolate.
We're happy.
Next week we're going to get the caramel olive loaf baked treat. So look forward to that.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. All right, so it's the first show of the new year, and we return to the listener submission list,
Ooh.
and it's my pick.
Ooh, what
for
a
the
way!
list. This
What
is
a
gonna-
way to kick it off.
I'm gonna make it ugly this year.
Yeah, just go for the throat immediately.
Well,
First day of the year.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. Regardless, we're finding out what all three options are, and we're picking the worst one.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. We'll see what we get. I have no expectations.
With saying
Sorry,
that to the
excuse me.
people who submitted all the songs.
Yep. And I'm gonna need Nick to pull the lever. So.
Oh goodness.
Whoa.
Man. Have to call Sports Machine Repairman.
Are there any of those left?
Yeah, it's the off the handle radio
Oh.
guy. He does that.
Call them up.
Yeah.
219, whatever it is.
Something
or other. Okay, this is the strangest choice I've ever seen
Ah,
in the history of
What's the
Spotify.
number?
The number is 533.
533.
Let me read this.
I'm trying to think alphabetically. I never come close.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's in the L's.
The L's.
Yeah. Let me read this
Okay.
comment real quick and see why, because I don't know it. I just know the artist. Yeah.
Two bands immediately. I'd be absolutely thrilled if it was one of the two of them.
It's not. I can promise you that. It is
One
not.
of them is a Latino band, and the other wears really weird shoes like the Iron Sheik.
Wait a minute. Who's that?
And their hair does the same kind of thing, goes out and up.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not them.
Oh,
This is an odd one. I'm sorry. It's a brave choice, and I respect that. But today, I'm going to Bushwick.
wow! And you were just saying
You're
you're
straight up Bushwick it up.
I'm just not feeling it today.
No hopper even, right?
Is it something
No.
you'd ever heard before?
I've heard of the artist, a really well-known modern artist who doesn't fit into what we typically do, which is not a bad thing necessarily.
Yeah, but it's risky.
It's just risky. Yeah.
We get burned sometimes.
Yeah, I'm too afraid of what could possibly happen.
Wow.
Yeah, so Nick, I'm going to need you to give it another
Oh,
pull, please.
again?
Yes.
Ding. Oh, the sausage is ready.
Oh, good. So we got number 485 here. Let's scroll to 485. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. Excuse me, I'm unwell. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think so, guys. I'm sorry.
Man, oh man.
Just a straight up no way, not happening.
Move along to the next trick.
All right, so try a third and then see what else is up on the screen. Is that how we do it
Yeah.
these days?
That's got to be it.
Wow. Talk about the wind being knocked out of your sails.
Pretty typical,
Mister, I'm
though.
gonna just do the worst possible song, and then no, I can't do these.
Well, I was hoping so, but I just don't see it. You know, these songs that I'm seeing are not the worst possible song. So, Nick, one more, last one.
Oh dear.
Oh my.
I like an oh my.
So the number 664. Can we really do this?
Yes. We have to, whatever it is. If
We don't
that's-
have to.
Well,
but it's up
based
to-
on his reaction, it's the one with the most promise just based on his reaction.
I won't argue with that, but he's hesitating.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not 100% today, right?
When are you, though?
Okay.
Rarely.
Rarely. You're correct, but I'm lower than normal. I was vomiting the other day.
Jesus, dude.
Just a nightmare.
Get it together.
I told my wife, hey, don't forget where the life insurance file is. Might be cashing that in.
She
soon.
hasn't forgotten.
Yeah. Why is it in a gold envelope?
She's
With
seen,
glitter on it.
She's seen the Fred McMurray, Barbara Stanwyck vehicle, Double Indemnity.
She has the cover of it tattooed on her body. No. She can't wait. No. So I'm gonna break all the rules here. We're gonna try something fun. I'm gonna send both of you guys a message.
Oh dear.
I don't even know how to spell this ridiculous
This
name.
has never happened.
And what's going to be in the message? The name and artist of the song?
And you're gonna say pick one or two.
What do you mean? You're
I'm
going to give
sending
us
you
two
I'm
options?
sending you two options.
Okay.
These are both. One was
Wow.
the first choice.
A new year, a
Hey.
democratic setup.
Yep, and I'm gonna send this to you guys right now in our little chat, and then
Oh, baby.
So
Is
the
there
fir-
a way you can play one in the right ear and one in the left ear at the same time?
These are both good
These-
choices.
these are both
These would both
excellent.
make for very good episodes. I
Man.
don't know what your
I think Andy just picks it.
well, so this was option 3 was the first one I just sent,
Uh-huh.
you. And then the other one just happens to be on the screen. So I'm thinking,
Yeah,
like,
alphabetically they're very close.
Wait, what was option 3?
the number 1 there
Okay, and then the other one
is just a little bit below. So I was
All right,
thinking,
got it.
Man, I don't know. I think you should pick. I mean, I'll give you my opinion, but
Yeah, I'm good with either one.
but I think you should pick.
Yeah, I don't have a preference. I think it's a
Because there's, I don't know. I don't think we should be influencing it because these are both spectacular.
yeah,
Yeah.
You really are not physically capable of
no,
choosing
I'll
one?
choose.
or-
I'll choose it. I was just thinking about it, creating unnecessary drama. You know how we
Yeah,
do.
it's showbiz though.
Showbiz.
Both great.
Yeah, I'm
No
good
worries
with
either
of them.
way.
Okay. Well, all right. I'm going to go with my heart here, okay? Let's turn the microphone over to Chris Jericho.
All right, Harold. This one's called
Sussudio.
Yes.
Off of
No Jacket Required.
by the band.
Phil Collins.
Yes. That's the one I would have voted
Okay,
for.
so this is the legitimate third choice that came up. But then I just happened to peek down and see the other one, which I knew might blow the roof off the place. But it will another
I
day.
think this one will.
Okay.
This is a jam. No, make no mistake.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I have slightly different take on it, but in general, I kind of agree. I'm not that enthused about it as a jam per se, but
Well,
we'll talk about it.
Well, this one came to us from our friend Chris Camarado.
oh,
Oh boy.
Let's
Okay.
see what Chris had to say here. He says, "What's up, Boniers? This album was everywhere in the 80s.
He's right about that. I was going to comment on that, and I will as the analysis progresses, but go on.
Phil was out to prove that not only was no jacket required, but nothing resembling the image of a frontman was required either. Great jam. Still don't know who might possibly have that name, but go figure. Plus, it's
Oh,
got
there's-
sax.
there has to be someone.
Well, you think after
named
the
that.
fact?
Oh, yeah.
You think before the fact?
No.
It's just
I doubt
nonsense.
But after the fact, yeah, there had to be women being named Sussudio.
You think so? Yeah.
There had to be. I'm saying they're women now.
Yeah.
The
Are
story
they-
of Sussudio has never been disseminated. You can't Google that and find the story behind it.
I mean, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right now, and I can tell you what it says here. Collins said that he quote unquote improvised the lyric. He was just playing around with a drum machine, and the lyric "Sussudio" was what came out of his mouth.
Yeah, see, that makes sense to me. I think that I would take him at his word on that.
That sounds
And
believable.
He
huh?
tried to find another word that worked, and nothing else sounded as good.
I think that's a totally plausible explanation.
So I'm looking at Apple Music, right? I hope this is a good version, but so he's got Face Value, Hello, I Must Be Going, No Jacket Required, But Seriously, right? Both
Yeah.
sides. Every one of these albums is a picture of his face right now. And
Really?
it says Deluxe Edition. So it's a little dicey. I hope the version we get is okay.
Well,
It says it's remastered, but hopefully it's not
If
re-recorded.
it smells fishy, then we'll just
We'll just go to YouTube.
We'll stop it.
I should be able to tell pretty much immediately whether it's the current version. But
yeah, these guys play games with their
they do.
catalogs.
It's horse shit, for publishing rights. Before we get into it, though, your first poll, number 533.
Yeah.
Hit it!
Time for Pope stuff. Yeah, that Pope stuff. Here's some Pope stuff. Time for Pope stuff.
All right, as is customary, the year 533. Nick, any guesses as to who is the Pope?
Man, Pope Clement.
Incorrect. Strangely enough, it's Pope Sussudio the fifth.
The fifth. My goodness.
Five of
No,
those back
that's
then?
a joke. January 2nd, so almost immediately into the year 533. Pope John II
Okay.
becomes the 56th Pope of Rome and the first to adopt a regnal name upon elevation to the papacy. His birth name, Mercurius, being of pagan origin.
Wow. So it took that long, huh?
Yep, a regnal name is the name used by monarchs and popes during their reigns and subsequently historically.
Very
So before that, they were
interesting.
just using their real names?
I guess
They didn't have a
so.
stage name?
I guess, yeah.
That's why there were 5 Sussudios.
That makes sense.
For,
It was
Pope John
very
II.
popular.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. We learned something today.
Yeah, there you go.
That is interesting.
Did not realize that. Wonder why they ended up going in
It
that
took 500
direction.
years. Oh, no.
Jesus, man.
Trying to hold it in, and it makes it even worse. Oh, it's terrible.
Is this Mr. Banderas that you
Yeah,
sent
I just-
the picture?
I
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were having a little conversation before the show about
R.I.P.
alleged adult film star who we were
He was allegedly.
well, I don't know why I meant to say an adult film star who allegedly has passed.
Last year now.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
this year as of this recording, but last year of the release of this episode. What was the first name of him again?
Marco.
Marco Banderas.
So is everyone in that industry, did they automatically get the title star?
Oh yeah,
There are
that's
no
just-
character actors in that?
If you're in it, you're a star.
There's no Bruno Kirby's of the
there's
adult
no
world.
Ed Wins or anything
Yeah.
like that?
You know, maybe at one point there were background actors who weren't in on the love scenes, to put it in a nice way. But like when they were more of a production. But as far as if there's someone engaging in sexual acts, you get star attached to your name
Immediately you're a
immediately.
star.
First,
You could be an absolute bottom of the barrel.
first
no
movie.
name.
First
no,
part.
No name, 2-bit loser, nobody. And
Yep.
but you're technically
You're
a star. Okay.
Yeah, and of course, who can't forget Mr. Banderas' wonderful turn as the Abe Vigoda character in Chocolate Salami. Blanking on his name right now, but the character, of course. But yeah, great casting in there. Clearly a Latino, but could pass for an Italian any day of the week.
That works. Make everybody happy. So, Sussudio.
He's right about this album was massive in the mid '80s, and in the mid '80s is when I graduated from high school. Everybody in my high school wanted to go see him at Pine Knob. I mean, he must have played like 3 dates in a row. It was just incredible, the demand for it. But even then, to me, it seemed like old people's music. Yet kids my age flocked to Pine Knob to see Phil Collins in concert.
Phil Collins is an interesting one because, like Chris Camarado said, who submitted the song, there's nothing visually appealing about the man. And he was as big a pop star as you could be at that time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Massive.
Possibly nobody bigger.
Yeah, for a brief time.
What did he do? Was that Live Aid where he was getting on helicopters flying to different locations?
Yeah, he did both gigs, London and Philly.
Also, he did the Concorde, right? Didn't he fly on the Concorde?
Something like that.
He was absolutely at the top, I think. At that point,
mid
'80s, absolutely. He was massive, huge.
Yeah, that's an aircraft reserved for dignitaries and royalty and Phil Collins,
right? Exactly,
and Marco Banderas
and Alamo historians.
They let Marco drive it with his erection, and he crashed the plane. R.I.P. Marco. Whatever happened to you?
It could be natural causes. Who knows? I mean, let's not automatically assume foul play here, although that's where the mind defaults when a adult film star buys it finally. But
I was trying to do the Tommy Lee jet horn thing while flying the Concorde.
Accidentally broke the sound barrier. Everything just started falling.
Oh, man. Yeah. So... Nick, what are your thoughts? I know Nick's a Genesis fan, we know that, but are you a Phil Collins solo artist fan?
Of a handful of tracks.
Yeah.
And this being one of them. Easy Lover being another one of them. Just like
Easy Lover is my favorite Phil Collins.
No question.
Just like
that's a masterpiece.
The straight, like the up tempo electronic, straight up pop. That's where I would go to.
Okay.
I mean, I think it was a Genesis song, but Mama would be one where it kind of it fits as a Phil Collins solo cut.
But it's a very dark song.
But it isn't In the Air Tonight. Isn't that lyrically speaking? Isn't that one of those songs where it's like Every Breath You Take, where it's actually about something pretty dark? Yeah.
Yeah. That's not an upbeat song like the one we're going to be listening to today.
Yeah, this is more my speed.
Okay. Well, I don't really know a great deal of Genesis other than what Nick has played me, Return of the Horny Goatweed or whatever that song is.
You liked that one.
I did like that one.
You did. You said, Peter, I actually like how Peter Gabriel sounds.
Yeah, I did.
First time ever.
Yep. And then the handful of Phil Collins hits, and I never went really deeper than that. But he was on MTV all the time. Even I remember watching as a little kid. I'm like, oh, this guy's really popular.
And then after a while, he was more of like constantly on VH1 as opposed to MTV. Yeah, VH1 had the more adult contemporary vibe going on.
Right. And I didn't hate him, but I remember thinking like, oh, he doesn't look cool, like how some of the other bands look cool.
And that was that was the thing that blew my mind about his popularity with like other high school and early college kids my age in the mid 80s. Is just like he looks like everybody's dad. He doesn't look like Duran Duran. He doesn't look like Prince. He doesn't look cool like he certainly doesn't look like any of the Sunset Strip bands. So why is everybody into this guy? And it's just the pop hits. Undeniable appeal there.
Yeah, I mean, guy is a legit force was. Now I don't believe he can really play anymore. But
Is he one of those guys who can't really hear anymore, or what?
no, he
he's
just
physically
he
like
physically can't play drums really anymore.
the last Genesis tour, he can't.
But-
He's seated throughout. He's just literally in decrepit shape at this
Yeah.
point.
I mean, but just a total force.
He's like in the
Musically.
Cedric the Entertainer phase of his career.
Pretty much.
Is that how he's doing?
I think he is, where he's seated. doing
Really?
this- like how Bill Cosby used to do it.
Well,
There's
Cedric
a
the
handful of those guys.
entertainer doesn't have any serious medical issues.
No,
at
I
this
just think
point,
I've seen
does
him
he?
do the thing where he sits in the stool instead of pacing around the stage. So
Yeah, well, that's fine.
that works.
Phil Collins does it because he's physically incapable
Yeah,
of standing up.
He's had
It's-
some rough times.
It's amazing they trotted him out for that last tour, but they did. He finished it as far as I know. But yeah, he's in rough shape.
Is he singing?
Yeah, he was just sitting there singing.
Yeah, croaking out stuff. I mean, he's not in full voice.
That's what I was going to say.
not
Does he
anymore.
still have pipes or not really?
No,
No,
he's
not near what he used to.
no, he's a wreck. I'm serious. He's a physical
Yeah.
wreck. He should not be. He should be somewhere comfortable to live out his days. He should not be put up on a stage anymore. And I think people get that now.
Well, we're going to get into it. Nick was really into the Tarzan soundtrack. When was that?
That was massive
like
too.
90s or something? But it was
Yeah.
huge.
The Against All Odds soundtrack with the theme song from that was a massive hit. I mean, he dominated the 80s.
He did. He was huge.
And Genesis was huge. Back and forth, two massively popular pop acts at the time.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Who does anybody else come to mind who would have done that like concurrently, where their main band that they came from was enormous and active, and their solo career was just as big, and both active pretty much at the same time?
Active
Just
at the same time. I
just
can't think
switching
of it.
between the two.
I mean, the only thing that was coming to mind would have been Sting, but the police were not active
No.
during his solo stuff. So
It doesn't really count because it was just one album, but we just did that John Bon Jovi song. But that's sort of like
that's true. If
a one-off soundtrack thing.
I guess if that would have continued.
Yeah, but no.
yeah, but that also came like after they peaked with New Jersey, so it wasn't like they weren't running concurrently, like both firing on all cylinders.
It was pretty unprecedented.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just found this. I'm so weird. I have this saved in my phone because going back to something we talked about earlier in the show is one of those things where it just caught me off guard when I saw it and bursted out laughing, probably just at the way it was phrased. But there was a Phil Collins. It must have just been like a picture I saw on Instagram. And this was the first comment that was underneath it from a guy named Jackson Butler.
Oh boy,
Jackson
That
Butler.
sounds like a no nonsense sort of fella.
Jackson Butler, and there's a picture of this guy with a fishing pole. It says, "Homie went absolutely crazy on Tarzan and Brother Bear."
I've seen that before. I've seen the memes where they're like, "All right, Phil, no big deal. We just need something," and then he just goes absolutely full force on it.
Yep. So those were massive albums to the people who were into them.
Absolutely
apparently.
huge.
Yeah. Absolutely crazy on Tarzan and Brother Bear. I never saw either one, I don't think. I remember the Tarzan song, like the main theme.
Yeah.
Because they used to play that video on VH1.
Yeah, and that's like a channel changer for me. I'm not sitting through that. I'm sorry.
Not my thing, but all right. Well, you guys ready to get into this?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with Sussudio.
Okay, so that's one of the things that just drives me nuts about that song is just throughout the whole thing there's that
Yeah.
I can't not fixate on it, and it annoys the hell out of me, and I just can't block it out. It goes on through the whole fucking song.
But apparently in 1985, this was exactly the precise elixir for what people wanted to hear.
Oh, I'm not questioning that. I just I
But
can't get off of it. It's just as soon as that kicks in, it goes throughout the whole fucking thing.
That's it's an interesting thing that everybody was coming around to using drum machines. Even if you're Phil Collins, like highly accomplished prog drummer, can do it. Frankly, I blame the other three guys in Led Zeppelin for that whole thing, but that's another story. It wasn't Phil; it was the other guys. It's just interesting though how you had these people who were kind of carryovers from the '70s and earlier. They all came around to the drum machines.
Everybody did it at the same time.
Yeah,
it was either that or be ran over by the progress of '80s music.
But like you said, it was the sound of it. It's just like once one drum patch became popular, it's just everybody fell into line because it was like a Pavlovian thing. People hear it and they just, fall into line, which would explain possibly his popularity. But I mean, you got a winning formula, you go with it.
Yeah, I wonder how drummers felt at that time. If you were like in that genre.
Well, I mean, think like you're Rick Allen.
Yeah,
this is your big comeback. You've got the one arm thing going on, and you're trying to you're trying to establish that you can still do it, and then.
Like, we don't need you.
And then the album's full of drum machines.
Yeah, we don't need you in the studio. At
Individual hits, like Hysteria. Just there's no need for an actual acoustic drum kit.
Nope.
But they rolled with it, and then they toured the heck out of it. So I guess it worked out.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were waving me. I thought Chris was waving me off. He was adjusting his mic stand.
Yeah, no.
Oh, no. Can you back it up a couple seconds? I don't want to miss the first line.
Of course.
I'll be singing it the rest of the night.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
There's a girl that's been on my mind all the time. Sussudio.
There's really no. There's no.
It drives me nuts, man. That's why, look, I get the iconic nature of the song. It's also become something of a punchline over the years, which I appreciate. But that's that. That's the thing that's gonna be going through my head the rest of the night, and I can get any sleep because of it. I hate that. And that's not even the drum machine. That's something else ladled on top of it.
Is that essentially the bass line? What you're?
It could be.
I think
don't know.
that's taking the place of a bass guitar, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that's not to my liking, but whatever. Whoever produced this had the Midas touch, so what do I know? But what were you going to say?
Oh, that there's no denying that in his prime for quite a while, he had a lot of power to his voice.
Oh yeah. Does anybody ever question that? I don't think so.
No, but we were talking about how he had done that tour recently, where obviously physically it's just not going to happen. But back then, huge. I mean, listen to what's the song Chris always heard in the bathroom when he was whatever office he was at. And they always played when he was in the bathroom.
I don't remember.
Turn It On Again.
Oh yeah.
I mean, listen to his vocal on that. Unbelievable.
Oh, of course.
Like just huge attack.
Oh yeah. I would never identify myself as a Phil Collins fan, but certain things can't be denied, and that's one of them. Yes, the vocal fortitude and the power, and yeah, I mean the guy could sing, the guy played drums, talented guy, obviously.
Now she don't even know my name, but I think she likes me just the same.
It's totally the bass line.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah, that's weird.
I hate that. That's a bad decision.
It's hard to discern. Like if you say you're Wolf Marshall, just for fun, and you're gonna transcribe this.
Yeah, right.
Like what note was that one? Keep rewinding it and playing it back. I don't know. What was that progression? Yeah, that would be a tough one.
Sussudio. If she called me, I'd be there. I'd come running anywhere. She's all I need, all of my life. I feel so good if I just say the word. Sussudio.
Absolute jam this is.
Yeah, Nick's into it.
No doubt about it.
Nick's happy.
It's. I read something in the Wikipedia article that I guess I'll bring out now that will perhaps raise some eyebrows.
Okay.
Bring it.
It's off. I'd never heard this before, but apparently it had been brought up since the song came out that, like, hey, this is kind of similar to 1999.
Ah.
Little bit. And someone, there was a quote in here, let's see, I don't know who this
I can't
is.
believe Prince ripped off Phil Collins.
Well, apparently it says that Phil Collins was a huge fan of Prince and listened to it all the time when he was on tour with Genesis. So the people kind of, it's one of those, like everybody steals from Marvin Gaye, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a similar thing with Prince.
Okay.
Sounds like.
Yeah, I've never heard that connection, but I can kind of hear it.
I mean, similar sort of like
something with those
and
horns.
plus just the like the tempo and the whole overall sound of it has a, because 1999's got like just a fun celebratory kind of a sound to it, and so does this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I could see where people might draw that. It's not like melodically or anything, anything was too similar, but just I guess stylistically.
Yeah, and the keyboard line
and the
that's I'm done. I'm not going to get any sleep tonight. That damn thing is going to be in my head all night.
Just say the word.
And that's the other thing that is a little overdone for me. That just doesn't make it an entirely pleasing listen to me. Is just those staccato horn stabs. It's like
it's everywhere.
There's no prolonged notes from the horns. There was a little bit of it there just before you stopped it, but those horns combined with that fucking whatever that is that's in place of the bass line, it's like somebody raining blows on you. It's not fucking relaxing to me. Not that it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be an up-tempo pop number, but those two things combined together, it's just like it's not a pleasant listen for me.
I'm trying to find information about this bass line. I see what's this guy's, what the hell, I went to the wrong thing. Anyway, they're saying that this is some guy playing the bass. There's no way. Do you know who this guy is? Leland Sklar?
Yeah, he's in the video. I mean, that's the thing. And just because he's in the video doesn't necessarily mean he played on the recording. Not that he wouldn't, but and just the fact that he's playing a bass in the video doesn't mean he was playing it on the recording either. So
maybe
people are judging that off of what's in the video.
I mean, there are some bass slides happening every once in a while, but I mean that can be done on the synthesizers as well. Who knows?
Let's give this 5 seconds. Or what do you think? Let's see what this horse's ass is playing. That's not it. Is it? Play something. Play something, you dickhead. Okay.
What the hell are you playing it off?
Jaco Pastorius?
Yeah, it's this guy. It's his YouTube channel. The actual bass player, but apparently
having a Dave Mustaine moment with the technical difficulties.
Yeah, he didn't get the Phil Collins audio engineer to come over and help him out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sounded like Kathy Lee Gifford in the beginning of it saying something.
Probably was.
Could have been.
Probably introduced Phil Collins at Live Aid. That would make sense.
Why wouldn't? I mean, who else? Who was bigger?
Kathy Lee Gifford and Phil Collins.
Who was bigger than that?
Would have been a power couple. Probably a better situation than Frank. Wasn't Frank having anal sex outside of the marriage?
My
Wasn't
dear
that
goodness.
isn't that what people were saying? Oh, Frank. Come on, Frank.
It's awfully
stewardesses.
Specific. Awfully specific.
Yeah.
Stewardesses on the Concorde that was
Yep.
being flown by
Marco
Banderas and his dick.
Now I know that I'm too young. My life has just begun. Sussudio.
So when he says Sussudio, is that her name, like Susan Sussudio? Sue
That would make
Sussudio?
sense. That actually works quite
Is
well.
the name just her last name is the name of the song? Not delving into the first name of Sue and or Susan.
Could be.
Suzanne, who knows?
Hey,
and he's trying to locate her
I'm trying to find
on
something.
LinkedIn.
I'm trying to find something else that I've never heard of. In 2002, did either of you know this? Phil Collins was featured on a song by an artist that I would never have believed that he was featured on a song by this artist.
2002.
2002, which is probably
That's
that's
like,
after the prime of this group.
Let's see. So that's Nickelback.
No, but it's after their prime. So this
System
would be
of a Down. Perhaps.
10 years before, I would say. Think 8 years before,
10 years
something
before.
like that. You'll never guess it.
Snoop. I don't know.
That's a decent guess. Bone Thugs and Harmony featuring Phil Collins.
Wow.
Had no idea. A song called Home. And he's in the video.
Really?
Yeah, menacingly standing there underneath a bridge with Bone Thugs and Harmony.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, we might have to watch that.
That might be
after.
better than his Ultimate Warrior video that people pass around all the time.
He's got that outfit
He's
on,
in like
spandex
like
outfit.
weird pajama spandex things.
He looks like the Domino's Noid in that video. Let's keep going.
Ooh, give me a chance, give me a sign. I'll show her anytime. Sussudio.
So lyrically, all I'm getting is he likes a girl. Really, do you need more than that?
The only thing that caught my interest is when he said, "I know I'm too young and that my life has just begun." So is it an older woman?
Did he say my life or my love has just begun?
My life
I
has
think
just
I
begun.
think it
Really?
was life, yeah.
Thought it was
So-
one of those really generic uses of love.
My boner has just begun.
So I actually like it better that he said life instead of love.
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah, I
too
get that.
young.
I would get that same impression that this is an older woman that he's lusting after.
Either that or it's they're both young, and it's one of those things where they're just not old enough to handle the whole dating thing.
Well, he should have said we're too young then. He said I'm too young. She's
true.
not.
That's true.
I don't know. I don't know what happened in his life, but I bet if he has an autobiography, there's probably some bullshit story. Like every rock star from that era who apparently was boning every married man's wife when they were 11 years old in the neighborhood.
Well, Paul Stanley,
Or-
I remember that from his book. So
Of course.
Or
everyone-
as you said earlier, anal sex outside of the marriage.
Yeah, exactly.
That was, of course, a key part of Frank Gifford's memoir.
Yeah, it was. It was a whole chapter.
was that? Did he have a memoir?
I'm sure he did.
And did he
I-
actually go into detail?
Yeah,
Oh,
they-
I don't know.
they broke
Andy seems to know about
That's
his
true.
exploits.
Andy blurted it out like it was
It's a casual
Everyone knows
fan.
common knowledge here.
Everyone knows about that. It was in the paperback edition where they have to add a chapter. He's like, I don't know. You want to go down the list of the anal sex outside of the marriage? It's like, that might not be a good idea. We got to sell books. Let's do it.
Yeah. Do you want to sell books or do you want to hold back on your life exploits?
I just put, I don't know why I'm searching this. At least I'm an adult with my own device and I'm not sharing it with anyone, but I typed in Frank Gifford anal sex. So I see
And there were results.
I see an odd. I see anal sex. I see Kathy Lee opens up about Frank's third input shenanigans. That's a So yeah,
It's kind of a whimsical way to put it. Third input shenanigans. I've got dibs on that band name, by the way.
That's good. Did Frank
The third input shenanigans.
Oh, goodness.
Another one? Did Frank Gifford ask a girl on a plane if she wanted it in the butt?
That's gotta be that's a Reddit article. Sounds like.
Yeah, exactly. Along the lines of the did Ray Victory ever have a real boner on screen?
And then you just have random people saying yes.
Yeah. It's been documented that
I know this with certainty.
third input
Dying.
shenanigans.
What did you find now?
Oh my god. This is just somebody's comment, but it says deprive a former NFL great of anal sex, especially a running back. He's gonna find a way to hit that hole. In quotes.
Oh well,
Okay.
a little football euphemism.
There's the pun. Any tight end jokes in that list?
I heard the guy was a decent father when he wasn't asking flight attendants for anal sex. Oh, Frank.
Well, at least he asked.
That's true. He didn't.
Didn't force himself
force
on
himself.
anyone, as far as we know.
What a question to ask a flight attendant. Not could I get an extra? Let me get
Yeah,
another
A
drink.
double.
Hey, what are you doing later tonight? Some kind of warm up.
This conversation is turning into a Bob Nelson stand-up routine.
Yeah, much like we discovered that table shower is the accepted code word in Asian spas. On airplanes, this extra bag of peanuts is a euphemism for "Can I have anal sex with you?"
I'm sorry, I'm losing it over here. Frank Gifford.
Good thing you didn't search that on Pinterest. Then that's all that would be coming
There'd
up.
be all kinds of
They're
crafts.
like, oh, you like that, huh?
Yeah. If you want to have a Frank Gifford anal sex birthday party, here's how you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buttons that say "Can I have anal sex with you?"
Okay. Let's keep going.
I've got to have her now. Got to get closer, but I don't know how. She makes me nervous, it makes me scared. I feel so good if I just say the word. Sussudio. Just say the word. Sussudio.
God, this is a barrage of the two things I hate most about this song.
It's the second
That
one.
popcorn machine sounding bass line and the staccato horns
You don't like the horns?
both going at it at the same time. It's just too staccato for me.
Okay.
Yeah, not a fan.
It's oh man, I can hear the very similar horn line, probably played by actual horn players though, in my head, and I'm trying to think. It's on. I want to say it's on Off the Wall. Oh no, it's
Blame it on the boogie?
no, dance. Shake Your Body Down to the Ground. Never
Okay.
mind, it's before. It's on a Jackson's album.
Okay.
But yeah, totally similar type of thing going on.
Yeah.
But I would venture to guess that was actual horn players.
Oh,
In this
I
case,
don't
it's-
doubt
it's
that
all
either.
Programmed, it sounds like.
He was known for, like, his first song that really had prominent horns like this was on the Face Value album, that I Missed Again. One of his solo singles from that album, and I know I want to say that it's the Earth, Wind, Fire horn section, but I could be wrong.
It's
about
usually
that,
either
but it's-
them or the Tower of Power guys on
But
everything.
yeah, it's known horn sections, real horns. I get it. It's just the whole thing is just way too staccato. It's like being, like I said, being subject to a barrage of punches and kicks, and it's just not a pleasant listen.
It's
for me.
disorienting for you.
It's just it's too much.
She's all I need, all of my life. I feel so good if I just say the word.
Who doesn't love a shortened pre-chorus?
Yeah.
Getting right back into it.
The arrangement is good. I mean, you can't fault. At the end of the day, you can't really fault much about this song because, like we've said, a fucking massive hit. And like you said, there's not a ton of thought put into the subject matter, but other than boy wants girl, who doesn't who doesn't gravitate to that in a pop song?
It's relatable to everyone.
And the Sussudio name, which was just nonsense, he barked out during the demo stages, and it was like, this works, I'm keeping it. It makes no sense, it's gibberish, but it's great, it works, and
it's got
everything clicked on this one. Huge hit in the 80s, no doubt about it.
And it's got a like the name Sussudio, to my ears, it has a bit of a like a Japanese flavor to it. I don't know if anybody else hears that. Which in the 80s there was a decent amount of Japanese stuff going on in American pop culture, wasn't there?
The Japanese
McDonald's had chopsticks for a little while there.
Okay, now you're
Gung Ho came out. Duck Dong was just a household name.
That's true. There's something going
Collision Course came out.
Was on the horizon.
The Collision Course franchise was just getting off the ground.
It's too bad that didn't happen. It would have been different actors.
There were Japanese things happening in the 80s, weren't
wasn't
there?
Well, there's all the Nintendo stuff.
Well,
That's
plus
all
there
Japanese.
wasn't there
Maybe
the auto industry that was a
Donkey
huge
Kong.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Toyotas becoming big in the States.
But is Sue/Susan a known first name among Japanese
That I don't
people?
know. I'm just going with Studio. To my ears, it has a bit of that. But again, it's some gibberish that he made up, so who knows?
Well, I guess there's no way to find out, huh?
And I'm an uncultured person.
Well, that's been established.
So
yes.
Don't take my word for it.
Well, let's keep going. There's only a little bit. There's a minute. Here we go.
Oh, good.
I'll just say the word. Sussudio. I'll just say the word. Sussudio. I'll say the word. Sussudio. Just say the word. Just say the word. Just say the word. Sussudio. Sussudio.
Just wanted to stop it.
I don't even know what you're laughing at. What were you going to say?
I think I actually said this about a song not that long ago, so never mind. I was
Well,
going to
go
talk
ahead.
about those extended. They're not fade outs necessarily, but just when there's just a really repetitious kind of chorus thing going on in a lot of these pop songs.
Yeah.
Thinking about doing it live, that's got to be murder. You're like, how many times do I have to repeat this?
Well,
it would kill your voice, I have a feeling. You just probably want to, do it a couple times and have it be over, but it just keeps going.
Well, live, you just dance around.
Yeah,
I
you
guess so.
you cut the vocal out and do some, call and response with the audience, maybe.
Yeah, hold the mic out.
Or just go backstage and take a break and let the band groove
true.
out,
That's a good point.
Background singers do something.
Join Frank Gifford for some colon crunching ass stabs of various flight attendants who are hanging out backstage. That's Sort of like the equivalent of Def Leppard below the stage, the depravity they used to talk about.
Caligula.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mothers and daughters engaging in sexual acts.
Who was that?
That's that photographer, Ross Halford. It's absolutely in my top 3 behind the music quotes.
That's your top impression.
It's up there. I love that one.
He sounds pained when he's saying it. He doesn't. It sounds like it took something out of him.
Hard thing to conjure up in his memory again.
I guess so. To drop to a knee.
That level of depravity.
Yeah.
See, this is where, he ducks out. They stretch this out in concert. It's like a 10-minute jam.
Which, if there was a live album, it's hard sometimes when one of your favorite songs on the live album is 9 minutes.
Why is that a hard? Why is that
tough? Because
is that not a good thing?
Because after a while, you just want the song. you don't really want the big live spectacle.
If you're at the show, it's different than if you're listening in the car.
Exactly, it's like the beginning of Detroit Rock City or something like that. Really interesting the first time.
You want to skip it later.
Don't really need to hear it every time you want the song.
Yeah, well, let me tell you this. On this remastered version of this album, there's a whole quote-unquote separate disc of live and demos and whatever. So Sussudio, the studio version we just listened to, 4 minutes, 23 seconds. The live version, 7 minutes, 18 seconds. So,
okay, not too bad.
A couple minutes.
I think they're going to say like 3 minutes, just they powered through it.
Oh, that would be something else.
Yeah, but you also got to keep in mind that the live version tempo is probably quicker, so they could have burned through the song in 3 minutes, so you've got like 4 minutes of extended stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
Some bass playing.
Yeah.
Some sparse Jackoist bass playing.
You think that's what's going on here? You know what that kind of reminded me of was Who's Johnny by El DeBarge. The horn part, like that. I don't know what. Like,
did that come out before this, you think?
Yeah, Phil's ripping off El DeBarge.
It could be. El DeBarge was a force to be reckoned with.
He was. It came out 86. What was this, 85?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But, he probably had a demo and played it for Phil. And Phil lifted it.
Most likely.
Got it out quicker.
He and Janet were on honeymoon.
Yep.
Hanging out with Phil.
Mm-hmm. That's all it takes.
I made an El DeBarge reference out in the wild not long ago. You want to hear it?
Yeah, yes, of course.
All right, so we went to T-Bowls for dinner.
Yeah.
Early dinner a couple Saturdays ago.
The Crossroads of America.
I've rediscovered that place. It's solid.
Okay. I haven't been there in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't been there in years, but we went back about a month ago, and we went back again. It's damn good. It's back in the rotation.
All right.
Anyway, we just happened to see friends of ours who are an interracial couple that does factor into the story, and they have two kids, a son and a daughter.
Okay.
And the son, I wanted to. I thought he was like 8, but he's 10, but still not enough of a age difference to really make a difference. But we're a table away, and I'm looking at the kid, and I'm just like, is it the lighting in here, or does this kid actually have a fucking mustache? He had a mustache growing in
at 10 years old.
And I went over to the dad, and I said,
and he looked like that.
And I said to him, I go, I said that exactly. Is it the lighting in here, or does your son have a mustache? He's like, no, it's growing in. I go, he looks like El DeBarge, man.
How did it go over?
He enjoyed it. It went over rather well.
That's good.
Yeah. But that was my first thought when I saw the mustache. I'm like, this kid looks like El DeBarge.
Yeah, you want to hear that about your kid. That's a good thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't compare him to Beetlejuice from the Stern Show. I mean,
that would not be
Not
good.
as-
El DeBarge, you get compared to that. You're doing well for yourself, especially if you're 10
Yeah.
and you have a mustache. So
Yeah, that's good. You take that. All right. Look where we found ourselves. Time to vote, guys. It's Sweet Surrender or Kick in the Crotch. I'm going to go first. I'm giving it a Sweet Surrender. Maybe.
I'm thinking about it.
Computer's not working. It's Sweet Surrender.
It's sweet surrender. Hell yes.
Again, like I said, not my favorite Phil Collins song. Not even into a lot of Phil Collins songs, but it's hard to deny that this was a toe tapper. You know, I was a kid when it came out, so I can't say I really remember it being everywhere. But I feel like it's still kind of everywhere. You just hear it in life in different places.
Yeah.
So, you know, that.
Hear it at the store.
Yeah, so that tells you all you need to know about whether or not it deserves a sweet surrender. So, Nick or Chris? Nick? How about Nick? Nick?
Sweet surrender. Come on. Come on.
It's sweet surrender. Hell yes.
Yeah, just a hugely catchy song. Every vocal moment is just super infectious. It really really worked. I could see it if you're at a prom or something like that in the mid '80s.
Mm-hmm.
This probably sounds great over the PA.
I bet. You're dancing.
Just all the super clean electronics sort of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I could see, the masses went for it, and I still go for it. So,
Chris?
well, I'm going to give this song the respect it deserves and say Sweet Surrender for that reason.
It's sweet surrender. Hell yes.
No denying a massive pop hit for good reason. Just the story behind the name of it, everything going in the creation of it is just like, that's how the greatest pop singles happen. You don't overcomplicate it. You don't overthink it. Sounds good to you. You put it out. And obviously if you're putting it out and you're Phil Collins, you've got that clout behind you and it's going to get some traction. But in general, this is, one of those other things you hear rock stars or songwriters talk about, and they're like, well, yeah, this one came together in like 10 minutes and there you go. And you always hear that about the biggest, most popular songs. And, the story behind him just coming up with random words, syllables, and turning it into a person's name and the title of a song, and not overthinking the subject matter, creating some kind of, it's not a storytelling song or anything, it's just a affairs of the heart song, which is a winning formula, and there you go, huge pop hit.
All right. Well, look where we found ourselves, guys. I bet you had no idea.
All right, Hammond, I got a question for you.
Paul Stanley wants to know if Sussudio is a rock and roll boner classic as voted by the 3 rock and roll boners in this room.
my vote's in.
Should Kiss have gone in this direction in 1985? Paul could have done it.
Yeah, with his My Way incarnation.
Yeah. If someone put this on the table in front of Paul, would have killed it.
Could have happened.
Yeah.
He could have had that solo career.
Yeah.
Although Kiss essentially was his solo career at this point.
Yeah, that's true. But they never fully ventured into this type of pop.
No.
There's still time.
Well,
He
yeah, with
he
the
just
soul,
came.
Exactly.
Soul Station.
Soul Station, he could go down this road.
He finally caught up to 1978 Peter Criss.
Okay.
So
Yeah, right.
85 Phil Collins could be on the horizon.
Yeah, exactly. It's the next hill to climb.
All right.
Oh, he would hate that if he listened to this. And,
If he heard that just now?
And we said that, yeah.
We'd be
Oh,
blackballed
he'd
forever.
hate that.
If he ever welcomed us into his good graces, he'd hear this and instantly
Oh yeah,
kick us
it's
right back
over.
in.
But the truth hurts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is your vote in, Andy?
Yeah, my vote's in. Nick?
Oh yeah, my vote was in when you sent that text before you even chose the song.
Okay. Chris?
Yeah, I guess mine's in.
All right, so we'll go me, Nick, Chris. Rock.
Roll.
Again, give it the respect it deserves and say boner.
Oh, wow, I didn't expect that.
It's a rockin'
Also played at bowling alleys across the nation.
Putting my own personal opinions and biases aside to do the right thing. That's what just happened here.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I mean, like I said, I was there. I was alive when this came out. To the Phil Collins thing that was happening through most of the decade. It was a real thing, and people went apeshit for this song. So, I mean, it deserves the distinction of rock and roll boner, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, if you disagree with us, we're sorry.
I'm not sorry.
That's just the fucking way it is.
Nick's not
You'll
sorry.
get no apology from me, I'm sorry about that, but not about the initial thing.
Mm-hmm. So, that'll do it. Good night. We're leaving. Oh, what do we have over there, Nick?
What? Oh.
There's a box. There's a box. There's a box.
Man.
Give it to us.
Should I do this?
Yeah, open it up. So, last week we had a package from Aaron Green with that really cool 6-disc live Kiss set, including the 1974 Parthenon Theater in Hammond live performance. This is box 2 that came separately and didn't make it in time. So let me tell you this. While you're violently opening that box up with your... Look at him. He's using his chupaga.
Chopping at it.
Yeah, I hope there's nothing fragile in there. Living. I hope there's no animals in there.
There wasn't something fragile in here.
Yeah. So let me tell you what Aaron said while you're opening. It says, "Hope your Christmas was great. This was meant to accompany the first package. Just some contents that I've come across that I picked up along my trips across the heart of the U.S. and would like to share back with you guys in your appropriate city of origin. Some of my earliest memories in life were collecting all kinds of merch and artifacts from different ballparks my dad took me to throughout the early to mid-90s. I hope you enjoy them, or at the very least can bring back some great memories of those teams. Maybe you guys have a great story to share. Once again, thanks for all you guys do, bringing hilarity to our ears and even connecting some of Pot Nation through the interwebs. The greatest fool's errand of all time. Swing away."
Okay, so this, I must assume, is for Chris. I'll let him describe it.
Oh, also, it says, I don't know if this is just to me or if this is...
Wow.
Here, okay, so Chris, the brown...
I would have to assume that's for Chris.
The program is for Chris.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the Detroit Tigers 1992 official scorebook and program.
Wow, look at that.
Pretty amazing.
Sparky Anderson on the cover.
Yep,
He was
and
the manager
Sparky
in 92?
Anderson card here.
Look at that.
I would assume so, yeah.
Still the manager in 92, huh? He's one of those guys who you always see memes about him where it's like, oh, he's 44 here, and he looks like he's 85.
Yeah, he was born looking like he was 80.
Yeah.
Probably a result of his own third input shenanigans that he was known for back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Jeez.
The brown envelope is for Nick.
Okay.
And I don't know if this part of the note was as I'm supposed to read this or not, but I'm reading it. Also, something a little extra for you, Andy. It's kind of silly, but I somehow ended up with it and thought it would fit your collection. We'll
Okay, so there are 2 items left. I'm assuming they're
they
both
must
for-
both be
for
mine, yeah,
Andy.
because it says there's a shirt, apparently.
Yeah, that's
okay,
there's
and
a
then there's
shirt,
something
and
else.
then another pretty cool item that I think you'll love.
Let's see what Nick's...
I got a Fergie Jenkins autograph.
Oh, look at
photo.
that.
Chicago Cub legend.
That is nice.
And was this a certificate of authenticity? You better believe it.
I'm opening this up. I've got my... Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at this. That is vintage, all over print, White Sox...
Chicago Night Games.
Chicago Night Games t-shirt.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Is that something that was an iconic design from back in the day, or?
I think it's just very 90s. You know?
And it's a starter shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
look at that.
screams 90s.
Yeah, this is just of the time. Thank you so much.
That's cool. And then that last thing.
Oh,
I
look at
did
this.
Peek at that.
Oh man, is this a crime that this wound up here? What do you even call these things that you put on a table in a restaurant? These little
Table tent. I
Table
think they would
tent.
Call it.
They put the specials in it and
Yes.
stuff like that.
There's a Brett Hitman Hart, Hitman's Bar and Grill table tent.
That's pretty cool.
That's wound up here. That's so awesome. I'm definitely displaying that. $6 sharpshooters. There you go.
Wow. That's
Love that
pretty
they call
amazing.
them sharpshooters.
Mm-hmm.
Put a little orange juice in there. It's called the Montreal Screwjob.
Oh, that's it. You know what, Nick? Get Brett on the
Get
phone.
This could be bigger than The Simpsons.
It's Simpsons. You've never been on Simpsons. Bill Goldberg's never even been on Simpsons. One of the great quotes of all time.
Yes, it is. Who are we to doubt El Andy?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Aaron. These are great. Yeah, man. I don't know. As far as memories of that time, my godfather used to take me to White Sox games. He was a big White Sox fan, and he was pretty involved in my life earlier on. Like, he was a pretty active godfather. He was always around, and he would take me to White Sox games during that time. Like, I remember when Sammy Sosa was still on the White Sox going to games then, so I can't remember what year that would have been. But, yeah, you went to some of those, right?
Some Wolves games.
Chicago Wolves games, yeah.
He's still around.
He is, right?
Yeah, good man.
Yeah, so this is a memory. So, really nice guy, one of the nicest stand-up men of all time, right? Nice guy.
Yeah.
And his wife used to bowl in a league night at the bowling alley that was near our house in Hammond. And Aaron, not the Aaron we're talking about, but Aaron from our band, the Flying Aarons, someone dared him. He was there on league night. They said, hey, why don't you go lay down on all those ladies' bowling balls and start humping them during the league night.
Oh, no.
So, of course, he did, and they were all screaming at him. And I'm standing there laughing, and then I see my godfather's wife is one of the ladies on the team. I'm like, oh, no. I'm humiliated now.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Go out clowning.
Yep. So, there you go. A fool.
Idiots.
Yeah. Ruining league night. You know, it wasn't open bowl. So serious competition.
You could pull that off at open bowl.
Yeah, no
or
problem.
Maybe even red pin if things are getting a little late in the evening.
Red pin works. Everyone's having cocktails. They don't really care.
They've either won or lost their money.
Yeah, they could use that kind of levity at that time. But league night, unacceptable. What about you, Nick? You got anything with those Cubs of that era? Well, not Fergie necessarily, but
No, I think Fergie played into the 80s, but yeah, just having a Hall of Fame Cub pitcher, autograph picture.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's on par with the signed Gorshin, I think.
Yeah.
It's on that level.
I remember years ago he was in Whiting, Indiana at some little sports
Fergie
card
was, yeah.
shop, and I forgot how much it was to get in to get an autograph, but I didn't spring for it. It's one of those things where,
Wow.
then he passes away, of course.
Isn't he still alive?
No, I'm pretty sure Fergie's gone.
Oh, Fergie's alive.
No.
Yeah, he's alive and well.
No, he's not.
He's active on Twitter.
Is he really?
Yeah,
How do you know that?
Because I follow Fergie. Fergie's alive. He's pretty old.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I guess I'm not the
Nick just
most
sent him
knowledgeable fan.
Nick just sent Fergie for a dirt nap.
I thought he passed away.
No, he's only 81. I mean, that's up there, but
Wow.
that's
okay.
reasonable for him to still be kicking.
Well, Billy Williams passed away, right?
Billy Williams
Maybe
is
that's
gone.
okay. That's who I was getting confused with because
Yeah.
Ernie Banks definitely passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Williams still alive.
Billy Williams is still alive. All these men. The only one who's gone is Ernie.
No,
And
I'm not even sure about Ernie anymore.
Ron Santo is gone as well. Yeah, who knows? They might all be. They got a restaurant.
Yeah. Okay. So Ernie Banks definitely has passed. Billy Williams, Ferguson Jenkins.
Yeah.
Two legends still alive. Didn't know.
And Fergie's Canadian. I didn't know that until a couple years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw because I told you I follow him on Twitter, and he put something like, as a Canadian, blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh, I had no idea. But
Well,
yeah,
Don't tell him don't respond and say my brother thought you died.
yeah, I won't. I won't tweet that to him.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, God bless Fergie.
Yeah.
Let's get another 20 years out of Fergie.
Glad to see he's still around.
Yeah. Chris, how about you and Tigers of that era? Or any time, I guess.
What was the question?
He just said maybe it'll spring some memories or stories from that time, just something that pops into your head.
This 92 was a year after I'd moved out of Detroit, so I kind of, wasn't following the team too closely at that point. But, obviously the 84 team, that the last Tiger team to win a World Series, was pretty incredible. Large Orange was on that team. Larry Herndon caught the last out of the World Series. Around 92, I kind of distanced myself literally from the Detroit area, so I wasn't able to follow the team too closely, but they kind of they weren't very good throughout the 90s. I do recall that. So,
all right. I have to share this because I had no idea. We're learning a lot about Fergie Jenkins. And in the MLB, he started in 1965, played until the end of 1983. Okay? It's a pretty good run, 18 years.
Yeah.
And I'd never heard this. I'm sure it's common knowledge to some people. But Jenkins played basketball in the offseason for the Harlem Globetrotters from 1967 to 1969.
That's crazy.
I never heard that in my life. So there you go. That's back in those days when you needed a summer job, I guess.
Yeah,
huh?
like the 100 years ago, the ball players would do vaudeville shows. They tour vaudeville in the off season.
Yeah, or even like you hear
all of them.
Oh yeah, these guys, they got to go work at the mechanic's garage in the summertime or in the off season in the winter because they got, they need money. Not like now, but I did not know that about Fergie. So very cool. Hell of an athlete.
Still alive.
Yeah.
Well, we've got plenty to be thankful for this New Year's.
Here, Nick was regretting that he didn't get his autograph before he passed. Now he's got it, and he's alive. It's
a win-win, literally.
Yeah, couldn't be better. Wow. I had no idea, but I'm very happy.
Best Christmas ever.
It really is. Thank you again, Aaron. Thank you very much. These are great gifts, very thoughtful, and very much appreciated by the three of us here. And how about this, guys? How about a 10-year anniversary message?
There simply can't be any left.
From West Beach. Could it be? Is it possible?
5 strikes 10, must be Monday night. A decade of stupidity, but that's alright. Listen to Pound of Thunder tonight. Leave us a voice message tonight.
Hey guys, this is West Beach from the Plasmatics. I've procrastinated long enough, and I just wanted to say congratulations on 10 years of one of the most informative, most entertaining, wittiest, and most urbane podcasts out there. Where else can you get in-depth analysis of songs both popular and obscure, as well as a healthy dose of papal history? Nowhere. What a brilliant concept. And you guys have such great chemistry together. And I love when you have guest hosts on, such as Chris Jericho, who really turns it up a notch and barely lets anybody else get a word in edgewise.
Jeez,
and I just got to give Chris and his band Quarantine a shout-out for helping popularize the song Love's a Deadly Weapon, which had been suffering from obscurity for years. It has since found newfound popularity, and I'm a co-writer on it, so I enjoy the extra few pennies of my royalty check every year.
Wow.
Thanks again, Chris. And I have to say that I've never laughed so hard at a podcast as I did on the revelation that Chris had when he discovered that Marco Mendoza and Kenny Aronoff were members of Gorky Park. We can only hope that Gorky Park tours this summer. I would love to hear that balalaika ringing out. And I just want to say, if you guys ever want a guest host who nobody knows, but who was there when punk rock was dangerous and when heavy metal was king, just give me a holler. So keep up the good work, and I hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas, a happy, healthy, and prosperous New Year, and keep on rocking. I'll be listening.
All right, did anybody have any idea that West Beach was listening to the show?
No.
I didn't.
That's a rather mind-blowing revelation.
And on that level, not just like checked out a minute or two on YouTube or something, but where he knew that much. Wow, I had no idea. Well, Wes, hello. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your message. We'll have to get in touch with you at some point here, but I had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not versed on who the members of the Plasmatics were, but I have to look in to see, was he an original member, or what the deal was?
He was the mainstay, if I'm not
Wow.
mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy was a bandmate of Wendy L. Williams. That's astonishingly cool. I mean, and he's right when he talks about there was they were bands when they were legitimately dangerous. I mean, she was blowing shit up on TV, cutting shit up with chainsaws before Jesse James Dupree even considered doing that. Electrical tape and X's over the nipples and appearing on TV like that. It's amazing stuff. I'm kind of speechless at this point.
Yeah.
So, we're not being punked like a Jack Noseworthy type thing here. This is the real deal.
Well, there's a very good chance that this is a Bob Caruso scam.
Yeah.
So.
We got to watch, always be vigilant against that sort of thing. But if this is legit, that's amazing. And you never know who's out there listening. So there you go.
Yeah, really cool. Thank you so much. And I think it's time for a quick commercial break before this Yardo questions.
I don't get yards of questions, motherfucker. I give them.
Sing away.
Yes.
Yes, Chief.
Ah, yeah. Yes. I'm going to make this quick.
Yeah, let's do a lightning round.
I'm going to rip off the Band-Aid here. This week's Yardo questions comes to us from our dear friend, Rich W.
No way.
Yep. Rich sent me 3 questions. I said,
Wow.
I'm not even reading them. Yes.
Of course.
So.
There's no reason to doubt it at that point.
All right. Here we go.
Speaking of Rich.
No.
Sorry, I know you said here we go.
That's all right.
One of the New Year's Eve specials that are going to be on this year reminded me of Rich, of course. New Year's Eve with Tyrus.
Tyrus, really?
Tyrus.
Are you talking about the Funkasaurus?
The Funkasaurus himself.
Oh, wow. He's going to have a New
I'm
Year.
sure Rich knew about it already. But just letting him know.
Wow.
Him and my mom will be watching.
I'm going to have to take
2 Tyrus
fanatics.
Big Tyrus fans.
I'm going to have to take a nap that day and stay up. Okay. Question 1. How old were you when you found out about Santa?
What?
I guess that he exists. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Question 2. No. I don't know. That's his
About
question.
Santa.
I mean, don't you just know about Santa until you realize it's not a real thing? I mean, I think you just, I don't know, whatever your earliest memory is of Christmas, that would have been it. So, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 maybe. And it's not like you don't know Santa exists. Somebody tells you he exists, and then you realize he doesn't exist.
You just know Santa's there.
You know Santa's there until you don't know it. So I think it's like instilled in you before you even have any memories. And then once you start being aware of what's going on, you just Santa's a fixture in your life. So.
Well, I don't know if it's because I'm Santa's favorite, but I still get presents from Santa, so I don't know what to tell you, Chris. You must have wronged him at some point in your life.
Well, you know.
Andy still hears the bell
every night for some reason. He keeps coming over. Santa, just once a year is fine. I say, hey, dude, you want to hang out? You want to go to Johnny's Tap? No, Santa.
You want to go to the Bullpen Luxury Bar and Grill?
Yeah, there you go.
Santa's on his way for some Gelsassimos.
Yeah, he is. No, I don't need it, Santa. I gotta go to bed. He's off all year. 364 days of vacation.
365 this year.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. It's leap year already.
Enjoy that extra day of February. More on that later.
Oh, wow.
Right. Yeah.
Does that lengthen the amount of...
It lengthens
Does it go from...
plenty.
Does it... Okay. I'll leave it alone. All right. Nick, anything else on that before we go to 2?
I don't know. What age? I mean, growing up, yeah, you question things, of course. I don't know what age that sort of officially happens, though. I don't know that it officially ever did, frankly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Never really had that sort of discussion.
Well, wait. Are you talking about when you realize it doesn't exist?
I think that's what Rich is getting to.
Well, that's not what he asked, though.
He just said found out about Santa.
I think that's what he means.
Oh, found out that he doesn't exist.
I guess it's open to interpretation, but maybe that makes more sense.
Okay. I don't fucking remember. Maybe 9 or 10. I don't know.
I will say, just a couple weeks ago, I went to a St. Nicholas Fest.
Yeah.
And they had a bone fragment, an actual relic, physical relic of St. Nicholas. So
there you go.
There's physical evidence for at least that.
That's when
not necessarily, the man who has reindeer and stuff.
It's when Santa got a Tommy John surgery. They took it out. I don't know. I don't even know if they take something out when they do that. I don't even know what that is. I think they put something in.
I believed it. I thought Andy knows about Tommy John.
Just connect ligaments, reconnect them. Who knows?
I think they take one out of your third input and put it in your elbow.
Exactly. Those kind of shenanigans going on.
Yeah. They take out some intestine. Couple yards of intestine and put it in your elbow. I think that's what it is. Okay, question 2. Worst thing you were ever caught doing in school, and what was the punishment?
Worst thing. I got one that was total miscarriage of justice.
Okay.
I was a patrolman.
Yes.
Crossing guard patrolman.
Yep.
First day, pretty excited. Had the glowing orange belt.
Yeah.
First day, it's snowing out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that real crunchy snow where you could step on it and it takes a second to fall through.
Sure.
So I'm walking. There's a field next to where we went to school. Just me and I'm going in one direction all by myself. The other guards are going to the other corners. There's a crunchy, triangular piece of snow.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm walking by, I grab it. I just fling it straight up in the air and it comes down and sticks in the snow. I'm like, okay, that's fun,
Yeah.
So I walk and I do my patrol thing. Next day they say, yeah, someone saw you throwing snow in the air. You're not allowed to be a patrolman anymore, ever again.
Because of that.
I didn't throw it at anybody. Nobody
You're by
was
yourself.
near me. I threw it up in the air, watched it fall down in the snow. They said, no, you're absolutely not allowed to do this ever again.
At an empty field.
In an empty field. One day I got to be a crossing guard patrolman.
Serious business.
Absolute nonsense.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Whoever reported you on that is a total asshole.
Yeah.
Who's looking out the window when the crossing guards are
someone saw you. You should have demanded a name.
It was
You know, it had to be some kind of...
could have walked into the principal's office or the main office like a Steven Seagal movie.
Yeah.
Disrupting things, asking for names.
The hot dog in your hand.
Yeah, right. Anybody know who did Bobby Lupo? This your hot dog? Anyway, yeah, that's bullshit. Fuck that. That's dumb. My turn?
Yep.
A bunch of us got busted with booze in the parking lot outside of a school dance once, so we had a week of in-school separation the next week.
High school?
High school,
Did you feel it was excessive or no? This is about...
It was about right, because
right,
we knew they were cracking down, and we just rolled up with booze in the car we were riding in, and one of the idiots I was with staggered out of the car and puked right there in the fucking parking lot.
On the principal's shoes?
Not essentially, but it pretty much just blew our cover, and whoever the chaperones were swooped over and searched the car, and we were just busted at that point.
This isn't really an answer, but I just want to share this story. I don't believe I ever have, but it's just a embarrassing, stupid thing that I had nothing to do with, but I was looped into for a moment. So when I was in high school, me, Nick, and this kid named Josh had a band called the Pillagers. And the government class in our high school just built, like, within the last couple days, like a jury box and a mock trial setup out of, lumber. So then, that's, I don't even know that. I don't think I even had the class, or I didn't have it that semester, whatever it is, something, So the government teacher comes up to me in the hallway and goes, "Hey, how's your band doing?" And I'm like, "Hi, okay, I guess. Yeah, the Pillagers, huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
You shouldn't. Yeah. Don't
Like,
don't ever admit it.
No idea what's going on. He's like, "Yeah, okay." And then he walks away. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on here. I found out later, idiot Josh with a pen scratches the Pillagers into the brand new mock trial setup. So it was either me or him. He was like, "It's one of these two morons." Who is it?
I was gone by that point.
Wasn't me. So
Vandals.
There is guilt by association.
That's a real
Everybody's
thing.
got a story like that.
Yep. It wasn't me. Question 3. Do you think Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone? Thank you, Rich.
Is that the actual question?
That's it.
I don't know enough about it.
Well, okay, so I really don't, and I'm not going to try to present like I'm well-read on the subject or any subject, but I had read up, because the 60th anniversary was just last month as of this recording.
Yes,
2 months
it's
ago
true.
as of the release.
That's
but
true.
So I read up about it a little bit. I don't know that he acted alone, like this is completely his idea to do this at that point in time. I have no real doubts that he did it. I know there are people who think he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Someone else framed him. No, because he when he was trying to escape, he killed an innocent police officer trying to make his escape.
Okay.
So that to me doesn't sound like,
I didn't do anything. I'm just
like
walking around.
Like, okay, I can be proven innocent because I actually didn't do it. No, he killed someone, a law enforcement officer coming toward him, and had tried to assassinate people before that. So there's little doubt in my mind that he actually did it. Whether there was some sort of conspiracy, mafia related, or what is it Russia or Cuba? I don't know what other kind of stuff people bring up, connections like that. Anarchists, I don't know. He might have been in talks with some group, yeah. I'd say that's an open thing, but was there somebody else there shooting at the same time? I highly, highly doubt it. I think it was him, totally guilty of doing it, from what I've read.
Chris, any thoughts on that?
I have no opinion on it. I've never delved into it. I don't really care that much to delve into it. It's just whatever.
That's kind of how I feel about every conspiracy. It's
One of those things I just don't. It never drew me in. Never paid much attention to it, and I don't really care to really learn more about it. It happened. That's it.
There you go. And if you want to argue with Nick about the Kennedy assassination,
or Glenn Danzig,
does he have a lot of? Well, he hates Kennedy, but
I'm just saying he's got thoughts on the Kennedys in general.
I didn't know where he landed on the assassination part of it. Other than that, he's happy.
I'm sure he lands somewhere on it. There's no way he has no opinion.
Right. All right. Well, if you want to send your questions, go to potofthunder.com, click that widget, send over not one, not two, but 3 questions. And we will be back next week with more Pot of Thunder. Maybe.
French fried potatoes,
right.